What is the craziest money you've ever made? I'm not saying amount.
Chari and Dixie D'Amelio were just on the Views podcast with David Dobrik and Jason Nash, where David and the sisters spoke about the most insane ways that they've made quick cash. And you're really not going to believe their answers. I'm Mackenzie, and make sure to subscribe and check us out on Instagram if you're new here. So on February 24th, Views released a podcast episode they did with Dixie and Charli D'Amelio. In the 45-minute podcast, David and Jason asked the sisters tons of questions about what it's like being in the spotlight. At one point in the podcast, David asked the sisters, quote, "What's the craziest money you've ever made? And I don't mean amount." David then went on to give his own example for context, where he explained that, quote, "I got a call once and this kid was having his 16th birthday party. And this guy's like, hey, this family wants you out here. They've got $10,000 in cash. Can you just show up?" And I was like, hell yeah. David then said that he drove like 20 minutes to the party and stayed for about an hour. And when he decided it was time to leave, he wanted to say bye to the family, but the dad actually offered him more money to stay even longer. David said that he did that multiple times throughout the night, and all in all, he ended up making $24,000 off of the whole night. Adding, quote, "It's the craziest paycheck I've ever gotten for something so stupid." Charli then went on to share her and Dixie's story. Charli said that she was contacted by some parents who asked her to have a FaceTime call with their children in exchange for money. But Charli ended up saying no and said, quote, "If I'm not meeting your kids in person, it just feels wrong of me to take your money, and I just don't feel comfortable doing it." But apparently, in a crazy turn of events, the sisters actually ran into that family months later, where the father was essentially shoving wads of cash in their face to come meet his kids. The girls ended up going to their hotel room where they met and chatted with the kids. But don't worry, it was all safe because their mother was with them the whole time. However, the sisters never said how much they actually got paid, but they simply said over and over that it was, quote, a lot. So we can all just imagine that it was probably a lot of freaking money. And both of those stories are so insane. I can't believe that David actually said how much he was paid. Like, imagine, like, what if the person that had the birthday party didn't know that David got paid that amount and he's literally just finding out now on the podcast? But I would love to know how much the Dixie and Charli were paid for their thing. I'm not sure what a lot means to them, but I would assume that it was more than the $24,000 that David was paid, just because of the difference in their reaction between the two. Let me know your thoughts on this below. Also, do you guys see anything wrong with this? I mean, celebrities kind of paying for their time. However, we do know that celebrities have been doing the same thing for years with paid like meet and greets at concerts and things like that. So, I mean, it's really basically the same thing. Also, let me know if you've ever paid to meet a celebrity, and if you did, was it worth it? I personally have never paid to meet one, but I did meet Hillary Clinton at a book signing like, I don't even know, 12 or 15 years ago, like so long ago. So, I mean, there's that. But before I go, I'm going to shout out some comments from my video on the Bryce Hall prank. So Rose Pond said, "Thank you, Mackenzie, for saying what I've been thinking this entire time. He's Diet David." Yeah, I swear, like most YouTubers these days, if they have like nothing better to do, they're literally just trying to copy David Dobrik and do like David style vlogs. I know Tana did for a little bit, Logan Paul for a little bit. Yeah, they're all just trying to copy him. It is crazy that David's not posting vlogs though. Like all these people are trying to copy him and aren't really succeeding that much. And then David's just like on the sidelines of this podcast. It's very interesting. Abrar said, "Bruh, I'm not on Bryce Hall's side, but he literally called her and apologized." Like, come on. I agree, and he apologized multiple times in the video. So I think at this point, it kind of is what it is. Then Kiza said, "I think every TikTok or influencer video is Mackenzie's." Definitely a lot of them. I think that's probably just because I like know the most. No shade to the other hosts, but it's just like I literally watch this stuff and like know this stuff in my free time. So, you know, I just have all the knowledge to share with you guys. Alright guys, that's all for the video today. Thanks so much for sticking around. If you made it all the way here, if you liked the video and want to see some more, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel below. I've been your host, Mackenzie Smith, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye guys.